The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Money Masters. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, you get the Dow up 17, Nasdaq is up 7, S&Ps are flat. Gold is up 230. You have silver trading at 14.59. Bond market 10 years down 9. 30 is off 17, and King Dollar can't handle it, folks. That's down 221. I expect what you're going to see, King Dollar is going to get hit a bit more here. Gold's going to go up. Bonds, they're pulling back with lighter volume, and the market's not going to be able to handle higher price out here once again. Now, if we go into the Dow Industrials, strength versus the weakness, what you're going to see out here is this, and this is where Apple's going to create a problem for the marketplace. Now, Apple's been going sideways for 6 months. But inside the Dow, Apple, Dow's up 17, but Apple is the biggest downdraft in it. Apple's down 234. You have Procter & Gamble off 55 cents. Big Blue's down 72. And you have DuPont off 19. Now, putting strength into the Dow is that you have Microsoft is up 49. Goldman is up 212. You got Chevron is up 65. And you get 3M up $1. Now, watch when you get into the NDX 100. This is where it gets really wild, folks. What's saving the NDX 100 today is Regeneron, all by itself, by the way, okay? This was the last large biotech coming out with numbers. They come out with numbers, good numbers. It gapped up 40 bucks. It's trading at $5.95 right now. Now, that is the power inside the NDX 100 as well as the NASDAQ today. Next will be Netflix. That's up $4. Then you have Vertex Pharmaceutical up $2.95. Now, this is the sneak attack from underneath inside the NASDAQ as well as the NDX 100. And it's all about Apple. So check this out. Now, Apple's not the leader on the way down. You get one of their suppliers, SWKS, is down 567 at 86. Next, Avco, AVGO, down 333 at 122. Then you have Monster Beverage down 310. And then Apple comes up the rear down 281. So what I expect you're going to see that because of the larger weighting structure inside Apple, inside the Dow Industrials, of course, what ends up happening is that the Dow, it's a price-weighted average inside the Dow. The NDX 100, that's a modified weighted average. And in both cases, because you have a large price in the Dow, it's a big weighting structure. Because it's a modified weighting structure inside the NDX 100, bottom line, it is the largest inside the NDX 100. What you do have is that you have the situation that the suppliers themselves basically getting hit simultaneously. And you're going to see some big action on Apple. This is the first time that it broke its 200-day moving average in about, I think it's 20 months. Let's go take a look at those futures right now inside the NQs first, because the NQs have had the most action intraday out here. Let me see, NQU5. Okay. So what are we looking at here? You had two separate. There we go. Okay. What we have. Well, first off, what we have is this. You have a high volume spike from yesterday. Let me bring this all the way back so you can see this high volume spike. You had the high volume spike yesterday at 45.40. So that's where it wants to go. What we had this morning, once again, you had a spike all the way down into this 53 area, 4552. So what I expect you're going to see as this day starts moving on is that you're going to see more selling pressure that develops there. And it is just amazing that it actually, Apple hasn't really got indices up at their highs the last 6 months because it's gone sideways, just as the indices have gone sideways. It's the biotechs that have done it. What we will see now, though, is that because Apple has some intense selling in it, what you will see is that it's going to be Apple and the suppliers, more than likely, that are going to basically be putting selling pressure on the way downtown. Now, let's go take a look at that oil market. So oil out here yesterday, got into new low territory. What we have out here this morning, it's bouncing 97 cents. We take a look at this CLU5. So oil out here, oil's going nowhere. This is a trip, man. Okay, so oil's going a lower price, man. Oil wants to run into this $41. She had broke the B point, broke it with volume yesterday. What we have out here right now is that yesterday we did 371,000 contracts. You get down to the 4508 area. Right now you're running at 101,000 contracts. That's no buyers, by the way, inside that oil market. Inside commodities in general, natural gas is up 1.8. You get gasoline up 1.7. That gasoline got smoked yesterday. It was down 8 cents. Big numbers, no doubt about that. If we go take a look at the small caps, the IWM, folks, has been the weakest ETF structure off these highs. What we had out yesterday, had a sideways move yesterday. IWM is going into about 39 million shares. We'll see if she can get any juice. She's at 4.3 million right now. And the first expansion, she's actually coming, if we take a look at this, the IWM, we put this on a 10-minute, and you see what she's actually going into. Let me see this. There she goes. She's going into the downdraft from yesterday morning. And that downdraft, by the way, had 3.8 million shares. So it's going to take quite a bit to break the 123.05 level. That's the number. So that's about 20 cents higher than we are right now. Dollar is still backing down out here. We're going to take a look at a few of the gold stocks. The gold stocks continue to have zero buyers. The sellers, the sellers have dried up, but the bottom line is that you need wide price spread, accelerated volume to get off this bottom. And what we have out here, if we look at Rango Resources, that's up $1.11. She's been bouncing along this bottom here since the 20th of July. Couple small, on the 24th of July, you had, some small signs of strength out here. They've been backing into them with lighter volume. But what you also have is that the longer this stays at the bottom of the downdraft, the more likely it is that it can go to lower price. My take is that we're going to go to higher price, but I just want you to understand that when you're at either the top of ranges or the bottom of ranges, the longer that you stay there, the more probability is that you're either going to go south if you're at the bottom of ranges, and if you're north, you're going to go to the top of ranges. So we'll see how that does shake out. What I expect you're going to see, though, this dollar has had the toughest time up at these levels. And, bottom line, it's like, okay, why is the dollar having such a tough time? Well, that means that someone is sitting there, and it's not you and I, and they're selling it, and they're not even letting it get to a minor swing high, never mind the actual swing high that it shouldn't have a problem getting up into. Some of the high volume stocks out here, you got Apple's one of the highest volume stocks right now. They're going to smoke Apple, man. So check this out. Apple's already banged out 30 million shares, folks. Apple, there's going to be some intense selling. And what you will see is that as that selling accelerates itself, you're going to see some. In fact, let me do it right now. 1 second. We'll be able to watch this. This is pretty cool. When you get something like this, let me pull this up. When large operators are getting out of stocks, yeah, here they go. What happens, folks, is that they don't get out once during the day. And if yesterday we were pulling this up, you didn't have these types of trades out here. And the types of trades you're looking at, what I've just put up on Tiger TV, if you're in the car, I'll explain what I just put up. What I put up is the largest trades from top to bottom. And what you're seeing out here is that there's multiple trades. In fact, the first page has, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. You got approximately 30 trades. Each one of those trades are over 11,000. Bang, bang, bang. They're moving out 11,000, 20,000, 39,000, 45,000 at a time, okay? So what you will see, you're going to see that accelerate all day long. If we go take a look at some of the larger owners and see who just may be starting to move something out, Let's just see, because what does happen. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is really intriguing. So check this out. Oh, this is going to throw, folks, this is going to throw Apple for a loop. Okay, this is unusual in the aspect, because this is what it is. It's the 4th, right? Let's see. Yeah, it's the 4th. Yesterday, State Street sold 8.6 million shares. They just filed. Now, this is what ends up happening with a filing. With a filing, you don't get these filings until the end of the quarter, and then 30 days after the end of the, 45 days after the end of the quarter, if in fact you own less than 5% of the equity. Well, State Street had owned more than 5% of the equity, so they had to file. So they filed that they sold 8.6 million yesterday, right? That's not the big deal, though. The big deal would be that once that filing starts, man, they start banging it out. UBS sold 1.9 million on the July 30th. There's some selling here. This is going to be some real selling, though, because what's going to happen is that this is going to flash on other large holders of the equity. That's what's going to happen here. 6:30, because you can imagine. So if I just walk you through this again for a second, what you're going to see is that State Street is the second largest holder of Apple, and they start selling yesterday. I suspect if we're going to bring this up tomorrow, guess what? They're going to be selling again. They're moving on out. They have 237 million shares to sell. Do you think the door is big enough to get out? 877-927-6648. The Dow is up 9, Nasdaq's up 3, S&Ps are down up 2. We're going to be right back, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is up 10. You get the Nasdaq up 3. S&Ps are up $1.50. And, you know, so Puerto Rico last night, folks, they defaulted on a $58 million bond. That, however, is not going to be the larger issue. The larger issue kind of goes, well, it does go like this. They have $5 billion in payments due this coming year. And we're talking general obligation bonds now versus the bond that was due from a finance agency yesterday. What Puerto Rico has decided to do yesterday was not fund the account that actually pays that interest. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't fund it or won't fund it in the future. But what they didn't do is they didn't transfer the $13 million into the... So pitch this. It'd be like all of us, we have a few different bank accounts, right? Well, what specifically they didn't do, which was public knowledge, is that we have a bill to be paid. Let's say that we have a business, we take in on the money. You take that money and you put it in another one of your accounts in order to pay that bill that is coming due. What Puerto Rico decided to do yesterday is not take an additional $13 million and put it in that account. Now, what does that set up? Well, that sets up a major default, not a small default, because well, $58 million, it's not small. But what the $58 million was is that wasn't backed by the government, okay? Folks thought it was, but bottom line, it wasn't. It's an agency. That's different from general obligation bonds. General obligation bonds absolutely are backed by the government. So what you're going to see in the future is that, the game is on. And the game is on, and it's going to be a big chicken game, because that chicken game has to do with the amount of debt that's out there, who's holding the debt right now, and basically what type of haircut is going to be taken. And I suspect what you have with them not putting that money in there, now they're going to start shifting money around because the debt holders are going to be going after that money. So it's the beginning of probably the largest default, the largest municipal default that we've seen since Orange County. So we'll see where that shakes out. But derivative positions like that anomaly would end up taking markets south, number one, and we'll see who's holding the bag, and is there a derivative position out there that, in fact, is going to affect other markets. Let's go over and we take a look at the 3 Qs right now, because they're slightly positive, and inside that's going to be all about Regeneron. Those biotechs, man, they're tough. Right now we're at 1172. You're coming into the downdraft that was created out here yesterday. We take a look at this on a 10-minute basis. Let's see. You're 1027. I see a 1027. 1027. You get 3 minutes. It's not bad. That's saying that this NQ can make it up to the 111.88 area. We go take a look at the. Okay, so we put the actual futures up, and inside the few, I see what it's doing. The futures are going to, that doesn't have bad juice either. You're going into the downdraft, though, from the third. And that downdraft was pretty extensive at 12:30 in the afternoon. When we had come back up to it yesterday, come back up with light volume, we'll see whether it can get into this 45.81 area. You're at 76 right now. If in fact, if we close on this 10-minute bar, which is in 2 minutes, if you close under 74 and you're at 75 right now, that will take it south, and it will take it south pretty quick. The reason being is that you got over this level. Now you're over the level, though, on dramatically lighter volume. So that was the first spike up. So you had the spike up this morning at 9:30. You had the spike down. It got up here again. The real key is that if it doesn't hold that price, you'll see that baby go south, and you'll see it go south very quick. The reason being is that the amount of traders that absolutely are pressing at that point, they're looking and say, hey, can I break this thing upside? Well, bottom line, let's go over to the E-minis and look at the same situation. The E-minis right now are at 95. We take a look at this, and you have the exact same type of situation set up. It's 93.75 on this baby. So you can actually line both of them up. You take the 93.75, you take the NASDAQ one, you wait all of about another minute, and depending where those babies are, this will either fail or, in fact, we'll try to get into a higher swing point from yesterday. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Dow's up 26, NASDAQ's up 6, S&Ps are up 3. We're going to be right back.
If you're looking for a great opportunity to diversify your financial portfolio, consider the Principal Protected Market Safe CD from Everbank. They've just released the second running of their 5-year Market Safe Power Metal CD, which combines the power of gold, silver, and copper. You get exposure to 3 valuable metals in one index CD and have the potential to earn up to 45% capped upside payment at maturity if the metals increase in value across annual pricing dates. And should they decrease? No worries. There's zero risk to your deposited principal here, as you still get 100% of it back. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on the CD. Intrigued yet? The August 17th funding deadline is quickly approaching. So hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN-CD for more information, including important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN-CD. Everbank is a member FDIC. Tom O'Brien has just announced a live online workshop taking place Wednesday, August 12th, 6 trades for September. This special event will be open to all subscribers to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. Tom will walk you through 6 trade setups in the market he's identified setting up for September. 2 long positions, 2 short positions, and 2 option trades. New subscribers will also receive a free copy of his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, an $88 value. But we're not done yet. We're also including a Tiger's Den membership as part of all Market Insights subscriptions at no cost as well. You get Tom O'Brien's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, 30 days of his newsletter, Market Insights, access to his live online workshop, 6 trades for September, and access to the Tiger's Den. This offer is only valid for 2 weeks, so don't miss out. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to Market Insights at the front page of TFNN.com today. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com. TFNN has just announced a brand new morning lineup that is geared specifically for traders in this volatile traders market. Every morning at 8 a.m., John Logan starts things off with his daily program, The Global Market Pulse. At 9 a.m., Larry Pesavento trades the market during the market open Monday through Friday on Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom O'Brien hosts the Money Masters for the hour, and Basil Chapman hosts his Tiger Technicians Hour at 11 a.m. From 8 a.m. till noon every market day, these traders are with you as they provide up-to-the-second market information so that you can make the most educated and profitable trades possible. The new TFNN morning lineup is happening right now. Tune in to see for yourself what kind of actionable trading discussion they have each morning, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m., live only on Tiger TV at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We have Boeing is up 89 cents. You get Oxy up 42. Big Blue is down $1. You have United Technologies up 38 cents. Walmart is up 35, trading at the 72.55. That's still making its way back into that 70.26 area. We'll see how that does handle that area. Marbell is down 6. You have Big Mac up. Down rather $1.18. If we go over and we take a look at the financials and the energy sector, we'll do the XLF first. XLF out here, this is what you have. We're at 25.25. The yesterday, okay, so this is subtle, folks. This is what we did yesterday. You get down to 25.01, and you had an expansion of volume. We did 34 million shares. Now, when that happens, you can make the argument that, okay, is this pushing into the swing point that was related on Friday, which is 25.32, or in fact, is it pushing into the swing point of the low that was structured on the 27th? Well, what you want to look at is this. Today will give you the answer to that. And what it would be is this. We're at 25.25, so you're over the high of yesterday. If you have a contraction of volume, that would be saying that, no, you were pushing lower with higher volume. If we have the same type of volume, that's saying, hey, guess what, man? That wants to blow away that swing point, that first swing point of 25.32, and go higher. So we'll see where that shakes out, and that's going to be also important in the context of where the S&Ps want to go. The NASDAQ still has the IBB to be thankful for. The IBB, however, okay, is set up for a beautiful short position, okay, because this is what you have now. You have Regeneron that came out with numbers, great numbers, stocks up $43. Amgen already had come out with numbers. Amgen, bottom line, had the gap up. Amgen had just gone from 157 up to $1.90, $1.81. Did everything it was supposed to do. Gilead, numbers already come out. Gilead is at 120, bottom line, up at those levels. And you had Biogen, which was the only one that got smoked. That was down 20%. So your reward versus your risk inside of that is like, okay, what else is going to be able to push that IBB to higher price? More than likely what you're going to see is that you're going to see all that has to happen is one of those fall apart. One of those fall apart, folks, you're going to see fast, furious, all of the above inside the NDX 100 as well as the NASDAQ. When we were talking about the aspect of the NQs on the last 10-minute bar, well, they failed. Bottom line is that they didn't hold that 45.73. The S&Ps did hold that number, but it looks like they're going to go right back underneath that number. The number that we're talking about in the middies is 93.75, and right now you're at 92.50. So that was your first test up at these levels. What I suspect you're going to see now is that E-mini wants to get down to the lows of, not the lows of today, the low of that spike that we had at 940, which is 88, which is 5 handles down, by the way, okay? And so we'll see how that basically shakes out. In the UK, what do we have in the UK? UK today, flat market. That baby is trading out at 66.86. The DAX in Germany, bottom line, DAX in Germany is higher. That's up $1.45. And the German banks, folks, are just amazing. Okay, if you didn't see this, Deutsche Bank is in the soup once again. It seems like they just can't stay out of the soup. I mean, they're going to be basically paying up once again. This time they're going to be paying up for mimicking trades out of Russia, bringing funds out of Russia, getting folks out of those markets, getting billionaires out of those markets, basically circumventing the trading with Russia when Russia was going into Ukraine and the whole ball of wax. Bottom line is they caught they're called mirror trades, and the Justice Department saying they've done mirror trades, pushing the bread out of it, and they'll probably give up another 200, 300, 400 million. Who knows what it is? The amazing part about it is that they have that much money that they can actually give up. Now, XLE. The XLE, folks, bottom line, oil is in a ABC structure on the way down. Hard to believe, but guess what? Oil wants to run into this 41 area. The XLE, man, it's just crazy. XLE is down only 6 cents right now. Yesterday we did volume of 16 million. The B point of an ABC structure on the way down had 17. So it did not take the B point out with volume. That being said, guess what? You go over to Chevron. Chevron blew away the B point with volume. Huge volume. You know, the B point on Chevron was 10.4 million. Chevron did 19 million. What does that mean? That means more downward pressure inside the XLE. Exxon yesterday did 15 million. That B point was 14.9. Exxon's also an ABC structure on the way down. Just those two are going to continue to put monster pressure on the XLE. And if we take a look at the XLE on a longer term basis as to where this thing wants to trade, what you're going to look at is this. We've gone from 100 and... Yeah, this is wild, man. So we've gone from 98 to 67. You put this on a monthly. Yeah, that's where it's going, man. This thing is going, we're at 67. This thing's going to 54. Man, that'll be crazy. It's like, okay, what's going to bring this thing down to 54? That's going to be a lot of selling, folks. 54 is like, oh, actually, hold it. 1 second. What's the highs of 2000? No, there it is right there. Okay, so this way, first, this is going to 63. That makes more sense. You know, 54 is like, man, you got to be kidding me. How are you going to get out another 13 points? 63.43 more than likely is the level that we're going to. And what that is, folks, is this. That is the high of the low of 2008. And in order to break that down, it's going to need some monster volume, particularly because the XLE in energy has been a one-way trade, just straight down. When you go straight down and you're coming into something that's as large as the downdraft that was created in 2008, you know, that's some good support. You break that support, then that 54 area would be game. That's how this is shaken out. If we go take a look at the individual equities, you know, Chevron's making our way down there. Chevron right now is trading out at the 85, and yeah, she's already broke it. Oh, this is interesting, man. Yeah, Chevron's going to 83. We're going to be able to tell, actually, looking at Chevron, if in fact that's going to hold at that 83 level, because Chevron's at 85, wants to go to 83, already took out the August 2011 area. That was 87. ExxonMobil, we take a look at Exxon. Exxon is at 77. That hasn't made the bottom of the 2011 yet, but it's already into the, ooh, this is intense. So Exxon wants to go to 67. It's intense. Exxon has already taken out the highs of the lows of 2008, meaning we're already into that bar. The top of that bar is 81. So lining all these up is going to be pretty cool, though, because for the amount of downdraft that has happened out here, we'll see whether those numbers can hold. If they act anything like the gold equities have acted, you're going to see even some of those large caps actually take that out, which is just going to be a mind blower. But bottom line, that's how it's setting up right now. Small caps was intriguing out here today. Small caps thus far have held up pretty good. The IWM is up 41 cents. Hasn't got to the highs out here of yesterday yet, but certainly there's not a lot of selling inside that area also. You get back to Apple. Apple's going to be the story. Apple and their suppliers, folks, are going to be the story today. That's what's going to basically suck the rest of this market downtown. What you have is this. Apple's down 411. When we started the show, it was 19 million shares. It's already done 45 million shares. So let me see. What do we have? 10:43. You get an hour and 15 minutes. Man, that's a monster volume. Let me pull this back for a second. Apple. So next stop on Apple is like 92. And the bottom line is that what we do know is this. When you come off highs with large volume, the amount of contraction that takes place is much larger than a normal contraction. And I suspect what we have is that because Apple had traded so long sideways and then broke, that is a larger amount of people that more than likely are in a losing position. You had to be up buying at these highs, but the bottom line is that from November of 2014 on, you're in a losing position. The first place that Apple has any support whatsoever is broken right now. That was the 120 area. That once that broke it, that puts game on for 109. I suspect what we're going to see is 109 very quickly. We'll probably see it today, by the way, okay? We're at 114. Another $5 on Apple is nothing. You got to remember something. The acceleration down, it doesn't take a huge amount of acceleration down to basically start folks pushing this out, particularly when we had just brought up that one of the largest owners filed yesterday that they had sold a huge position inside Apple. Every large owner that's out there is going to understand that if State Street, which was the third largest owner of Apple, filed yesterday to sell, guess what? There's going to be other folks that are filing also. BlackRock was just on the other side of. They actually bought 2.1 million shares on the 30th. Now, it's going to be intriguing is watching that tomorrow to see who has filed, because I expect what you're going to see is that you're going to see another filing. These are the sellers. UBS sold 1.9 million on the 30th of July. JP Morgan bought 3.6 million on the 30th of June. Oh, that was just the last filing. It doesn't mean a thing. The ones that we're going to want to be all over are the ones that are going to file every day. And we're going to see this, folks. That's what's going to be really crazy. And I can tell you this. If, in fact, you see that State Street sold again and filed again, what you'll see next is this. You'll see Fidelity, which they sold 1.9 million the last time, but you'll see Fidelity. You'll see Wellington, which sold 2.7. Yeah, you will, because depending on how long you've been listening, State Street, Fidelity, Wellington, they all move together. What ends up happening is that once they see one move and they get these filings, they all start moving together. They move into equities together, they get out of equities together. It's pretty amazing, man, watching it. And just so you understand, though, in the context, when I used to have an office on State Street, they were all within 3 square blocks on State Street. Now they're spread out a little. Fidelity's down at the World Trade Center, and they are spread out a little. But bottom line, they're not spread out at all when they're looking at a Bloomberg and they're looking at who's buying and who's selling. Because you just picture for a second, the last thing that you want is that you know you have a large seller. No, you know you have a large position. When you have the large position and they have to report, if they start moving the position out, what do? You're not going to sit there and hold the bag. Bottom line, you're going to try to move out with them simultaneously. That's how they move. They move in and they move out. When they move into an equity, it's awesome for the equity. When they move out of the equity, oh my God. I mean, forget it. They're the biggest players out there. They have so many different funds out there. And that's what basically puts pressure on equities on the way down. That's what puts, equities to the moon on the way up. But what we do see out here right now, inside the NDX 100, the 4 leaders out here, 3, is all about Apple. All about Apple. You got SWKS, you got AFCO, you got Apple, and then the 4th laggard out here is Biomot, and that's, let's see what this equity is. They develop, commercialize. This is down enzyme products. So this is one of the biotechs that it's down slightly, down $4, big deal. And as I said a little bit earlier, what I do expect you're going to see, though, is that you're going to see a rounded top more than likely in this biotech index because of the fact that the biotechs have already done what they wanted to do. It's the market saying, okay, what's next? What's next? Who can basically pump this market up next? Well, guess what? Inside the biotechs, all the large players are already out. And they've done what they wanted to do, particularly Regeneron, because it says quite a bit today that Regeneron is trading up really nice, and the NASDAQ can't get any breath behind it. What does that say? That says your underlying equities, they're getting out of town, fast, furious, all of the above. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. And folks, as you come over to our website at TFNN, you're going to see right in the front page, the carousel. I am going to be doing a webinar for my subscribers of Market Insights. That webinar, folks, is on August 12th, 5:30 to 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. What that webinar is going to be all about is that 6 trades that are setting up for September. We're going to do 2 long, 2 short, and 2 option trades. So it's kind of sweet, the volatility that we have happening in the marketplace right now, because volatility, no doubt, is a trader's best friend. If you'd like to come to this workshop, you can. The way you do it, you just come over, you test drive Market Insights. You'll test drive it for a month, free. As you do that, you'll get a subscription to the Tiger's Den for a month. You also get a copy of my book, The Art of Timing the Trade. That's included, and the webinar. So check it out on the front page of TFNN. Now, let's get over and take a look at what we have happening here. This is all about Apple, folks, okay? Well, it's not all about Apple, but because Apple rolled so dramatically, we are going to see more intensity inside the marketplace, and Apple's capable of, we're at 113. I suspect what we're going to see out here today is that 109. That 109 is coming at us. What we also have right now is this. Monster volume inside the NASDAQ. So what we have is this. You have a market that's going south inside the NASDAQ with acceleration. You still don't have volume inside the NYSE. The NASDAQ itself, though, has been showing that, guess what? We want to sell this baby off. We're selling this off with juice behind the move. And, folks, let me tell you something. When you have juice behind the move, and this would be the confirmation, because what we've had is this. We've had tests of the highs over again. Now what you have is that underlying the market itself is that Apple's showing that it can't handle the highs after laying sideways for 9 months, giving it up. Guess what? As Apple gives it up, you're going to see that the indice itself more than likely starts running down into the lowest swing point, and in fact can't handle the lowest swing point. So this is going to be really wild watching this whole thing shake out. And what you are going to want to do is just keep your eye on Regeneron, because what has happened there also is this. Nice blast topside, but it's still already $15 off its high. It looks like Regeneron's going to run back into the 580, which would get it $25 off its high, and more than likely that'll set up like basically an Amazon had set up. It gets up there, does everything it wants to do, then you lay off. Let me tell you something. That biotech index, that looks just like it's, you know, and this looked like this a million times. There's no doubt about it. But when you put together the aspect that the larger all the numbers are out, you have a high volume swing laying out here at 369. You got another one down there at 330. You got another one at 333. You're at 383. It's like, you know what? Show me what you have, and guess what? I don't think it has anything left right now. You know, it doesn't mean in the future it doesn't have anything left, but right now, everything's baked in. This is where you have the ring around the rosy. Who has the chair, and who's going to have the chair at the end of the game? Okay. And at the end of the game, folks, what always does happen is what? Is that the chair gets pulled out. By the time the chair gets pulled out, just so you got to wrap your head around it. By the time the chair gets pulled out, it's too late, you know, because what you'll get is you'll get something that just like the Biogen, Biogen, that you get down 20% at the open, okay? Gives nothing back. You stay right there, folks. Our man, Mr. Basil Chapman's going to be coming up next, growling and prowling with you. Steve Rhodes, Darryl Martin, Dave White, and we'll be back here this afternoon. And you can expect by this afternoon, folks, all surprises to the downtown. And our man, Mr. Andy Heck. It's a beautiful thing. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Stay there for Basil, folks. Come right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.